Yeah.
if you see any of my other, I'm real. I think I'm like too real sometimes. Yeah, because I always want to do podcasts with like men. Then when they ask me, they'll be like, "What? Ask me, shit."
Cool. So, hello, welcome to Jason Cabinet Experience. I'm your host, Jason Cabinet. The Jason Cabinet Experience is brought to you by Cabinets HR. At Cabinets HR, we do HR for companies with 4 fewer people. Yesterday is Tigest,
Yep.
Beyene.
Beyene. Good
Beyene.
job.
Good, thanks. So, what do you do for fun? You have a lot of stuff going on. We're going to talk about what would you do? What do you do for
hmm
fun?
I usually, honestly, I'm really a homebody. People would think that I like to be outside. Sometimes, not all the time. But for fun, if it's just me alone, I really just like to hang out by myself. I like to get me some good food, good drink, tequila. This was just great. That was a really good tequila, actually. Um, or yeah, I'll just hang out with my best friends. We just hang out. I don't really do
So,
much.
what's good drink and good food for you?
A good drink. So people know I like tequila, and I'm particular with my tequilas. Food wise, I like everything. I don't eat pork. That's a little,
So, you never
but
ate pork or something you recently started doing?
no, I've had bacon before, but
Are you one of those people who say I want pork, but I'll fuck up a ham sandwich?
no, so okay.
I don't eat pork, but man, I can do a bacon
No,
sandwich now.
when it's not, well, actually, like my siblings will eat pork. I just was raised like we had it, but then we didn't. After a while, it just when you're not around it, I just don't,
Yeah.
I just don't eat it.
When's the last time you had some?
Bacon?
Yeah. Or any kind of pork?
Any kind of, I don't remember.
No.
Mm-mm.
Probably make you sick if you ate it now, huh?
Yeah, but I'm not even a beef eater like that either.
No.
Like I can if it was like a burger, like here and
So you're
there.
like borderline vegan?
No, I could not be no.
No.
I need certain things like my chicken wings.
Hmm.
Like I would tear that up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a chicken wing. Yeah.
So what kind of hobbies do you have? Like in your spare time?
Right now, I do a lot of side writing. Some people ask me to write some things. I'll do that. I don't really talk about that. I just do it and then, I'm starting to like painting. I'm not no artist. I'm
You
gonna tell you right
talk
now.
about pick my colors,
Yeah, paint.
paint.
Yeah, I'm pretty much like that. I like that. That's a problem thing. But I'm always like now, like today's beautiful weather. I'm by the water. I just sit there.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Is there any hobbies that you want to pick up but you don't have the time to do it yet?
Mm, Probably like play an instrument. I do. Maybe like the violin or something.
Yeah. Oh man, I heard
Or
that
like
like
the
the
drums.
drums. The probably drums might be easier, just make some noise.
Yeah, probably. I could see myself doing that. And then yeah, maybe. Maybe yeah, that's probably it. Or what I don't know what else.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, what is the bow arrow thing?
Archery.
Archery. Yeah, I'll do that.
Archery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. And so your family immigrated here
Mm-hmm.
from Ethiopia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And how old were you when you came over here?
I was just turned one.
Okay. So you really have no
Yeah.
memories of Ethiopia, I'm guessing.
No, so they went to Sudan
Sudan, okay.
and then we came here. Well, we went to Boston, then we came here.
You still have the Boston accent?
No, I don't remember it.
No.
No, there's pictures of me and people,
Yeah.
but I don't remember it at all.
Okay. So pretty much in Seattle your whole life.
Yeah, yeah. My mom knows Boston though. She loves
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Um, so do you have any memories or did your family tell you stories about being a refugee in
Um,
Sudan?
well, when I was writing my book, I was asking my mom questions. And then when my documentary came out, I was asking her like, how did we get here? Who's this? And I hear like little bit stories, but I really got more in depth with it when she told me, oh, we were sponsored by this family in Boston. There actually was like a priest.
Are y'all still like in communication with these people or
No, she lost contact. She doesn't know how because we moved. They moved. Everybody's just, but that is one thing I would like want to know,
yeah.
like what yeah, because there's still like family pictures of us with
Uh-huh.
them. So I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So when y'all came over, was your family like actually classified as refugees or
Yeah.
how
hmm
does one become a refugee? Is refugee someone like loses a home or something, like politically prosecuted? Or how does one become?
Yeah, it was like a war. Um, then a lot of us came migrated to Sudan. refugees. We got sponsored. You get
Yeah.
sponsored, and then you come.
You ever
That's
been
it.
back to visit?
No,
No.
no.
Any desire?
Yeah, I do eventually. Yeah, yeah. My family's a lot of them. My mom brought a lot of her siblings here,
Mhm.
so we're all kind of like spread out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I've never been to Ethiopia or Sudan, but it
Mhm.
seems like in the news, it's like not a place you want to go visit, right?
Yeah,
All the wars and stuff. I'm sure there's nice
yeah,
places to visit. I see pictures of Ethiopia and it's really
hmm
nice and pretty, but
yeah, yeah. I think it gets, it's a little bit tough. I think it's everywhere though.
yeah.
You go to any country, it's just
Yeah,
so,
most people don't want to go to South Side Chicago, South Side of Houston,
listen, you
like
never know there.
Compton,
They,
or like Hickville, West Virginia,
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I, um, no, I think eventually I will go visit, but that's also money. Plane tickets are not cheap.
Yeah,
You been out the state lately or out the country?
yeah. I was in Vietnam September, Mexico in January.
Oh, see that. Why were you in Vietnam?
I have a good friend of mine took me over there. Well, he didn't
Oh,
take me.
okay.
His wife was there for some kind of school,
Uh-huh.
and he said, "Hey, Jason, come hang with me for 10 days." I said,
Oh,
"Cool,
that's
yeah."
cool. Oh, okay. Yeah,
That
it's
was a
just
fun time.
so, yeah, I think traveling is very important.
But when he first told me, he told me like in January of last year, "Hey, Jason, come to Vietnam with me. We're gonna leave in September." Like, dude, if there was a list of 100 countries, Vietnam would like be number 101 on my list. And then, so I set up my ticket there, right? But I waited like 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
Light bulb, Jason, when you get a chance to go like Vietnam with like a
Yeah.
guide of people who live there, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so I
yeah.
said way too much more on the ticket. So yeah,
Oh,
it's pretty cool.
wow. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think traveling is very important. That's like my trying to do now
Yeah,
in my life. Oh yeah, trying to
you got
leave.
a country you want to go to?
Um, no, not yet. It hasn't popped. I'm trying to still hit cities.
Yeah,
That's like mine. I'm like, okay, then I could go international stuff.
yeah, it's easy to travel. I mean, it's like tickets are usually cheap. Just depending.
Yeah.
There's like Google flights, cheapo air flights.
Uh,
Of course, you go like American Airlines, they're going to charge you a grip to go somewhere, right? But
yeah,
you got
yeah.
to use these sites to go.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
And like, don't go like in the summertime. You can like go like off season, so to speak.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a lot of fun though.
That's good. That's good. I'm happy you went.
Yeah. So haven't been back to those places yet.
Hmm
Um, so you have 8 brothers and sisters, correct?
Yeah.
Well, they all came over the same time, or some born over here.
No, so four of them, my mother and father, they had four. My parents split up. My dad remarried, and she already had three. And then they had one together.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So the whole package.
yeah.
Like,
So they're like, so three of them is my
like you got,
step.
yeah, you got to love me and everything that comes with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So three of them is my step siblings, and one of them is my half, but wasn't raised like that. We
Yeah.
were raised.
And you like in the middle of them, older, younger?
Yeah, I'm the like compared with all
All
of
of them.
them.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think I'm number five.
Okay. And y'all are still keeping touch, good relationships, or y'all going
Oh
apart?
yeah, we all text each other. Some more, some don't, but that's okay. We all still know, like, okay, just a check-in, like, okay, you good, all right, you're breathing, okay, good. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And they're here in the Seattle area or across the United States?
No, they're here in Seattle. Some's
Okay.
out of state.
Okay.
Some's local too, like a couple hours. hmm
8, man, that's a lot. You don't see that enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I seen people a lot more.
You have? I
Yeah.
mean, maybe back in the day, but not now, though.
No, like this
Yeah.
no, hell no.
Yeah.
I be telling people, do not do that.
Yeah.
One or two, okay.
Yeah. You don't have any kids, do you?
No, I do. I have two.
2 kids? Okay.
Mhm,
Yeah. How old are
mhm.
they?
17 and no, one's gonna be 17 next month,
Okay.
and the other one will be 8.
And they're both in school, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
idea what the 70-year-old wants to do?
She says she wants to be a lawyer.
Okay.
And I think she wants to go out of state,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I don't know
Uh,
yet. I was like, all right.
yeah. I know what you mean. So
Mhm.
next, I think either you're doing right now or you just finished doing a docu-series called Walk by Faith.
Yeah.
Can you talk about
Yep.
that? And
So
when you say walk by faith, do you mean like walk with God faith or just another type of faith?
I think it's more of like walk with your. I let people choose what they believe in on like walk by faith. Your faith could be anything. So it's just more like having that mindset, like believe in yourself wise. But yeah, it was a documentary. It got released in January of this year. But we started about like a year, almost like a year and a half.
And a doc, you mean like you did, it's like some documentation of your life. You did like different TV series, like,
Yeah, it was just straight documentary of just me, couple of great people on there interviewing about my incident, what happened, talked about my family, and we had a really cute premiere. It was super cold that day, by the way. So everybody that showed up, thank God. It was freezing in there. But yeah, it ended up great. We got I think it was yeah, it was about like a year into it.
so when it
Hmm
premiere was like, did it premiere like in a theater, on a TV show, radio station?
It was at the in Columbia City.
Okay.
He actually does a lot of like hosts there. A lot of people play music there, and he actually had his African American like little African American museum there during Black History Month. So we had to hurry up and pick the time frame. But yeah, it was there was like a screening and food and drink.
And what was your goal for the docuseries?
The goal was one to really lay out because with my book, I didn't really go in depth with a lot of things, but with the doc series, I just went all in.
So for your book, we're talking about that in a minute, and your doc series,
Mhm.
was anything that you did not share because it was like too personal, or you put everything out there for everyone to
Mhm.
see?
I think with the book, I think I shared enough for them to keep wondering. But it was like, it's your first book, so like you don't really know, like, like I was really scared to like write that, but now I don't care now.
So what are some lessons you learned while writing the first book that you're going to take when you write your second book?
To really like, so oh, that's a nice little slide in how you say your second book. I just, to really, so my next project is more of like a self-help book, but it also has things that people need to, if you want to work on and stuff like that. So I think with this one is really bearing a lot of my stories and a lot of feelings and being a little more vulnerable because I am not like that around certain people, but it's weird, but I could write it all out.
Yeah. So back to Ethiopians, like, is there
Mhm.
like a real large or big Ethiopian community here in Seattle?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it?
Ethiopian, Eritrean, small Africans here in general is huge.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always been like that as far as you know, or is it?
Um, yeah, when I was growing, yeah, but we all were around each other.
Okay, so
So
it's just something normal. Is like,
yeah, yeah. It
okay,
got over the years, it got more.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. hmm
cool. Is there any like anything coming on in the Ethiopian community, like any events going on that anyone should go know about or should attend or check out just to learn more about the culture and stuff?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no clue,
Okay.
but you could always look them up and stuff. Uh, that's just, you know what it is when you it's sad because I know some of the stuff that be going on, like if we have community based, but I'm also a little bit all over the
Yeah.
community. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not just sectioned to one.
No, I
Like I
understand.
like to like help out in every other way.
So back to the book, like,
hmm
what made you decide? Oh, we backtrack. So this when you guys filed this in 2012,
hmm
what year did you come to like I need to write a book about this? It was
Mm.
like,
Well, I always had it in my laptop for years, like 6 years.
yeah.
And I think it was, so it's been 2 years now since the book is out. So that's when I was like, oh, okay, I guess I could make this into a story. Because I was like in therapy talking, and she was telling me like you should maybe write this out and stuff like that. So I did. Um, some of my like close knit friends, they were reading some of the and they were just like, oh, hold on now. They had like so many questions. And I just decided, I'm like, oh, let me just take a wing at it.
Okay. So
Mhm.
it's like a combination of things that like push you over the edge, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just more like, okay, I could do it. Let me just try. This is something I like. And who knows?
So when you first started writing this book on your computer, was it more like a self therapy thing for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I would just tell like things that was going on and what I felt. I had 2 kids at the time. So I was just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna write it.
Okay. And was it like self published, Amazon, like
Yeah, no, so I went through a publishing team. A friend of mine,
okay,
he published a lot of books. I knew another good girlfriend of mine, she did her children book. So I went through the people that they introduced me to. And then I started like do my own promotions though.
okay.
My own selling, went to a like a what is it called? Like a book fair kind of did that, which was great. Um, and then once I did that, I knew, oh, okay, I have something. Then I did a show with Seattle Connect, David Jackson. He has another podcast and he does a lot of people on his show. Um and once I got that, then it came to me about, oh, you should make this a documentary. And I was like, I got presented to me about doing a short film, all this other stuff, but I just didn't really.
And what's the name of your book again?
Love, Sex, and
I
Sorrow.
follow six hours.
Yeah. And the documentary and the title obviously is two different sections. But yeah, that's how it got picked up.
So when writing this book, what did you learn about yourself?
Uh I talk a lot of shit. Sorry if I'm cussing, but I talk a lot.
You
I, I talk a lot of shit. And I think also I figure out like who I really like, starting to, like who I am, if that makes sense. And starting to be like, oh, okay, I'm a pretty dope person. And I also learned a lot like about boundaries and um people that's around me. Cause once you start like being yourself and really want to do what you want to do, you start to see people like remove.
Yeah,
So that's what I
exactly.
learned. Yeah.
So when you got shot,
Hmm.
can you explain like the feeling? Like is it a burning sensation or is it
Hmm.
like when you got shot, you instantly knew something had happened, or like can you talk about that?
Yes, I mean, but you have that, what is it called? Like adrenaline rush through you. So yeah, it was like a burning, yeah. Yeah, not that I remember now, it's been 10 years. So, I mean, I think, you don't know what you're thinking. You don't know what's going on in gun violence now. It's crazy, and domestic violence is even crazier. Well, they're both equally, so.
So you might not know this, but the mix of violence, oh, that's
Hmm.
showing that like police or resource react differently, like different
Uh-huh.
situations. Like suppose you're single white female with three kids, and
Hmm.
you complain versus like single Hispanic mother, or it's like
Hmm.
or like suppose someone has called the police three times
Hmm.
and they never like filed charges. Like if the stats that show like there's a different reaction time or something like that, or
I think so. I think with like if you see someone like a Caucasian woman, getting beat up, like you were saying, or just domestic violence, they do take it in consideration a little more deeper than someone of color, especially a woman of color. I think they do kind of want to know, is this just a drama or, they're having, but it gets, I think we need to really be self-aware.
and so this happened to you. The guy you was with, was did he have any previous things of violence,
Mm-mm.
anything that were a warning sign to you,
No,
or
no,
okay,
no. Mm-mm. Nope. We're good.
yeah,
Yeah.
until that happened, huh?
Until that happened. And then it's like, oh, okay.
Like you just, it's like, I mean, I don't use the term "did this snap," but like
Mhm.
any reason
So
why
I
you
think
think you did
everybody
this?
has their moment, we will never know, but the way you forgive people and you truly forgive, because true forgiveness means you can't keep on like, dwelling on that anger,
Yeah.
right? So I had to learn how to forgive, and I always just wish nothing but the best. Never no ill will.
So talk about that. Like, how do people go from having something
Mhm.
bad happen to them and like,
Mhm.
man, like revenge mindset versus forgiveness, right?
Mhm.
Like, how do you talk about the journey? Like, I'm presuming that they're happy. You're like,
Mhm.
you want to revenge or have bad
Mhm.
feelings for them. Now you forgive them.
Mhm.
Like, how talk about that process of journey? Like, how can people go from like revenge to like actual forgiveness?
Mhm. I would say you have to really first go talk to somebody, because I feel like sometimes you'll have people like in your support group, they won't really know what you're going through unless you go talk to somebody, right? And I think with the forgiveness or just learning how to navigate through life, you have to really figure out like what you want out of this. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's only going to be you dealing with it. Your friends aren't going to deal with it. Your family's not going to, they're going to deal with it like maybe like emotionally and, they could see you
They
physically,
may might
right?
like want me to take care of the guy for you.
Yeah, like they might be like, oh, hold on. She did what to you, bro? Like, it's okay, but it's you. You have to put in all that work. And I think that, a lot of people will assume like, oh, how do you, I'm just like, okay, it's been 10 years, number one. Number two, I did my work to what I need to do. You know what I'm saying?
So, from your point of view, like how big is a problem domestic violence in the United States? Is it you always hear like stories everywhere?
Oh yeah, I
Of
got
course,
reached out
I
crazy.
have to imagine a lot of stuff gets unreported, you know,
Yeah.
or or they call the police and then I don't press
hmm
charges, you know.
I got like after my film, I had a flood of messages in my DM like, I'm so happy you did this. And I think it's more of showing the vulnerability side of myself that I do not. It's weird. I could show it on camera and I could write it, but if we're like hanging out, whatever, you're not gonna catch me crying. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a lot of them was like I dealt with someone who hit me or and just went through certain things like verbal abuse, emotional abuse. And I didn't even think I was really part of the whole like domestic violence thing because I wasn't hit before, you know? So
Looking back, was it like mental abuse?
no, I think it was just honestly looking back, I think like this happened all for a reason. And you know what? Sometimes I'm like, okay, thank God, right? And it's weird to say, but I don't think I will be where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you go through certain things in life, or, they say trials and tribulations, or, and it wouldn't have to be abuse, just something, and I feel like that's a testimony and that's a test for you to be like, okay, now what do you have to do here? It's trying you. And I feel like sometimes, we take life very precious, it's so precious and we take it a lot for granted. And I think taking these steps and what you have to do with your life and following your dream, what you want to do, and keep that to yourself. Because I'm very big on not talking about projects and stuff like
Yeah.
or dreams. Oh yeah. Mm-mm.
So I'm gonna presume you've had some relationships since this happened, right?
Yeah, I had a whole baby.
Okay. Like
Like,
how do you keep from like taking what happened to you with this other guy and
Mhm.
and like focusing that on a new relationship? How do you make sure you like have a clear ship, so to speak,
Mhm.
that, if that makes any sense?
Well, after him, I was with someone, had a child. And I think honestly, now that I look back, I'm like, oh damn, I wasn't really healed, I was just going with the flow. So after that relationship, then now being obviously still single, which is okay. Which is okay. um I think more now I'm more aware and know how to like, separate the things and not bring in some stuff. It's now I have, a little more. I'm older now. Does that make sense? Like, so it's like my expectations
Yeah.
or viewing things are a little different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
than when it was then.
So hopefully I asked this question correctly, right? So like you always hear on the news, different places,
Mhm.
like, especially like on TV shows, right, or whatever, it's just not true.
Mhm.
Like a female would be like domestically abused like 2, 3 times, go call
Mhm.
the police,
Mhm.
never press charges. I know
Mhm.
some cities like
Yeah.
you have to like, actually press charges, some don't.
Mhm.
So this situation is a way to like influence these females, like, hey, like you're not in a good situation. Also going through
Mhm.
something, right?
Mhm.
Like how do you influence them? Hey, take the next step, get out of this relationship, or is this a matter like they have to figure out it themselves, so
Mhm.
to speak?
I think with that, it's if that person is ready for that. Like you have to be ready to understand what's going to happen next, And don't get me wrong, women are not just the only one. There's men too and I didn't know that. I had some men reach out after my film and was like, you know, they went through certain things and a lot of people don't believe it, but it's true.
That, I mean, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure like they call the police. The police probably, I mean, hopefully they don't
Yeah,
do it. But it's
but
like
I'd be feeling bad
it
for
probably like,
them.
okay, we have 100 calls. You're number one on the list, So
Yeah,
like,
I'd be
whatever.
feeling bad though for them because I'm like, oh wow, because I knew somebody, who got hurt
Yeah.
that end up in the hospital and everything.
And then we haven't talked about like, I'm guessing this happens with same sex relationships too. I assume, right?
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
just thought about that. I've never heard that on the news or anywhere
You
like
don't
same
hear all
sex
those
stuff.
things. And I think like that's
It has
just
to
not
happen.
it has to. And I think when they see two women, married or dating, and then one's like, oh, it's a girl fight. No, it's
Yeah.
some serious shit. Or two men, like it's
Yeah.
some serious shit.
Yeah. You never hear about that. You always hear
You
like
don't.
the typical white female getting her ass
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a lot of stuff there with that one. I think it
Yeah.
always has to do with that. We kind of have to look back, like, wait a minute now. Let's acknowledge, all women too.
Yeah. So you might not know this, but is there an actual definition for domestic violence? Is like anything physical, anything mental? Is like
Not that I know of.
okay,
Like right now, the
or is it
work I'm in,
or is it mainly like the person mindset getting
Yeah.
abused. Like, what's the thing like? Um, I don't know what porn is until
Uh-huh.
I see it. Is this kind
Uh-huh.
of it? Like,
I think a lot of domestic violence, I don't think sometimes it has to be physical. I think sometimes you be in a great relationship, but you never know what's behind closed doors. And I always like, not saying you go out and you just, peep everybody. Oh, is he hitting you? Or is he talking to you? Or are you let him talk to you crazy like that? Like, it's a lot more to it. But I think there's a lot of women who um are very quiet. I know there's signs for it, they say. Um,
isn't it sound like you act like timid around your person or something like that?
Yeah, yeah. Or if you have like a secret code, there's like, I learned that too. There's like
Okay.
a secret code. Yeah. And like, you should know that code if somebody was giving you that code.
Okay.
Yeah. I learned that and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
because I'm
that's
just really getting more into it. Um, and sometimes not even people like who are into domestic violence that reach out, they just want to talk.
so. Do you think there's any situation where like there's domestic violence going on? They both recognize they need help
Mm-hmm.
and they can actually stay together, or once you think that happens, it's like a done deal. You
No,
break up.
I don't know.
Like if someone
Honestly.
mentally or whatever abuse you, like
Yeah.
is that okay? You need to move on, or can you like be like healed,
Yeah.
so to speak?
I know for me, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
But we can't also speak on other people because there's some people who, they get emotional abuse and then that person put the work in, whether it's the woman or the man. So we just don't know. I think it depends on that people. And I think sometimes we have to like, you can't be in everybody's
Yeah.
business sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes if they don't want you in, it's for a reason.
And sometimes too, like you might see, I make this name up. Tammy with like a
Mm-hmm.
bruise right here.
Mm-hmm.
And you assume like what happened, oh, I fell down. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, maybe she did fall down, right?
Yeah.
And then you assume that, he hit her, then you do all this stuff. And then it's like, okay, no, he didn't hit me. I
Mm-hmm.
fell down, right? But like
Mm-hmm.
you never know.
Yeah, you don't. And I think sometimes if somebody wants that help, they will reach out. Or sometimes they don't, right? And you just like, but if you've seen it.
Yeah. Now she has the same like bruise on her eye like
Yeah.
2, 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah. Then, it's
And
good
this
to ask
if it's different
questions.
spots,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
But I think people also have to be mindful of how you approach them
Yeah.
and how
I
you
think people
say,
messed it up a lot.
yeah, because even though being like seen around domestic violence and being a victim of gun violence, right? Because that's what I was too. Didn't even know that. I'm telling you, this is all new to me a couple years ago. Because I didn't label myself like that. And I didn't want to label myself like that, but I did want to be able to talk to people and so many shootings going on now. And I see people who are getting shot, who are alive, and they need someone. And I didn't talk to nobody about me being shot.
Mhm.
Like I'm saying like a professional, like a therapist or a counselor until years later. And now, after my film, a lot of people who did come out to me wasn't even like that kind of severe, but they were shot, you know, or they saw somebody who did get shot and they just needed someone to talk to. And I felt like that was like I was like, okay, I like that. Yeah.
And like, do stats show like, like I'm guessing like if someone was abused or domestic violence in the
Mhm.
past or seen it before, like maybe seen a father beat the mother, they're
Mhm.
more prone to do it right.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we did my screening, um the photographer who was taking our pictures, he came to me and he was like, "Man, I'm so happy that you did this because his mother passed from a domestic violence." And he was just like, nobody really talks about it. And just, I was so angry for so long, but I saw this and I see how you overcome. I don't know. And I was like, and I never met this man. That was the first time I met this guy. I just knew that he was the photographer.
Is there any stats out there that show like, like
Hmm.
certain demographic, either economically or race or what do you want to call it, are more
Hmm.
prone to be either domestic violence, uh, be a victim of it or actually do it?
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot, but see, the question, like we go back, is they don't talk about it. You'll see on the news, right? African American girl killed by her boyfriend, broad daylight. They talk about it, and then that's it. It'll be a couple weeks.
Did you see the one? I hope I'm not making this up because sometimes I make shit up right on the fly. It
Child.
was it was a TV a few years ago where it was this like young African American, like 70 years old.
Mhm.
I can remember her boyfriend was abusing the shit out of her, or she got kidnapped. No, she got kidnapped. These people kidnapped her,
Mm-mm.
like abusing the shit out of her. She killed them, and these fuckers sent her to jail for it. I gotta find that somewhere.
That's crazy. You see?
Yeah, and then I know, and then she lost an appeal. Then the second appeal she won. I'm like, what type of bullshit is this?
That's the system. And that's
Yeah,
why, people gotta vote for certain things.
yeah,
That's crazy. You be hearing crazy stories and you be wondering how the victim's in jail
hmm, yeah.
for defending themselves or,
That's straight insanity.
yeah. Or they finally was like, no, I'm tired of getting, beat up or
Yeah,
whatever. Crazy. Crazy. Mm-mm.
I know. So let's talk about mental health.
Okay.
Is that so? How do you like how do you take care of your own mental health since this happened? You did therapy and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I'm still in therapy. I did therapy years later though. And that was I always say like that's probably like the thing that I wish I didn't do. I wish I did it earlier or at least like went to some kind of support group, something, 'cause I didn't know. But yeah, I'm in therapy now and I think also it's a great um thing because sometimes people will go to therapy because they feel like something's wrong with me, but sometimes you just need to talk. And I, over the years, learn what to share and what not to share, right? Because I know that sharing certain things for or to certain people might be, traumatizing. So yeah, I'm in therapy. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think it takes time to find like that right one too.
Have you had the same person all this time, or you have different people?
No, so this will be my second lady, and I had her for almost a few months now.
So how does it work? Like, does someone recommend a therapist for you,
Hmm.
or you like go? I hate this. I know you don't do this, but you go
Hmm.
online and research
Hmm.
therapists. Like, how does that process work? Is
I think it
matching the
just,
right one?
I think it just depends. For me being a woman of color, I found a woman of color
Hmm.
because no shade, but I do feel that, having somebody relatable, not saying victim wise, not saying, but there's relatable culture in there that really helped me.
Does a therapist have to have like experience like dealing with what you went through?
No, I just wanted to find someone that I could talk to about certain things that I don't like to talk about.
Okay, and also like that's kind of like the medical confidentiality stuff and all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just wanted to talk to somebody. I'm like, the first time I went, she was introduced to me by my pastor. He told me about her. He did the introduction, and I went to her for a little bit. She got me out of a lot of things in my head.
And so where this happened at, was that like your neighborhood you lived at, or you just
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And you still live in this neighborhood, or you don't live there no more?
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay. Um, so next thing, what is so what do you have your own company right now? Are you all focused on the book? Like, what do you actually do right now?
So right now, I mean, I work full time, but I do have my book out, my doc series out, working on another project. So I'm working on that. And it's slowly. I'm a very like I take my time on a lot of things. Like I'm very like this I don't decide right away.
So this product, when you think it's going to be about for public consumption, like
Yeah.
couple months, like
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking about a couple months. I
okay,
have a deadline in my head,
mhm,
but it's not out yet.
okay.
So yeah, but I think that people will like it. I mean, it's not a I think I think it's more of it's a little bit of everything
Mhm.
kind of thing,
You doing this by yourself? You got a team helping you?
Oh no, I have a team.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a team. I have merch too, like Walk by Faith hoodies, water bottle shirts, little books people buy. So I
So,
do that.
so why the top why walk by faith versus the hundreds of millions of other things you just said?
Yeah. Well, that one really stood out to me. Plus, I feel like if I didn't have my own faith, like just my own version of it, everybody has their own version. I think that I wouldn't really take the chances that I did because I was scared.
So here's one for you. You
Um,
hear this all the time, right?
mm,
Black girl magic.
mm-hmm.
What is black girl magic? Like what define what is that to you?
I think Black girl magic is just like you say, it's magic. We're one of a kind. And I think that once we put everything that all of our hard work in it, it is magic. Nobody could ever compare it to this. Nobody.
So when you were writing your book,
Mm-hmm.
you would all by yourself? You have like a ghostwriter or
No, I don't do that. I am the
you
ghostwriter.
are still the
Let's be
ghost?
that. Make that very clear.
Okay. Um,
Uh-uh.
and did anyone help you with the editing, anything like that, or
Yeah, I went, sent it to the publishing team. They did all that editing stuff and like that. The editor was asking me so many questions, like, wait a minute, you did what? And I was like, okay, you're supposed to be editing my stuff. Like, I need you to focus.
So when you're
So
writing a
yeah.
book, like how do you decide, like, to cut it off at 200 pages? Like how do you decide what to cover, not to cover?
Yeah.
Like, like what happened? You said, okay, the book is done. Like I can
Mhm.
obviously write on forever,
Yeah.
but the book is done right now.
I think I took out a lot of things. There's probably like two other characters I didn't put in there because I didn't know how to like. I think with that book, I was scared to write it, but I did it for therapeutic wise, and I didn't know where it was going to be at. But I also knew that I didn't want to put everything in there because it might hurt people. I'm a very like, I can't. But the second project now,
Everything,
everything's
nothing's
gonna
off.
be out. Everything's gonna be out.
So the first book, after you wrote it, I'll put this, like, was there anything that you said about someone you're like, man, maybe I shouldn't have said that. He is not really that bad of a person. Like maybe I'm off the edge, like.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. I think the one thing was so my mom read my book and I think she didn't realize how I feel about certain things with our relationship. And I didn't, yeah.
You know,
I,
read ahead, huh?
I didn't know like that
Yeah.
was yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, ugh, my bad. But that's all I said was I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say, but she got a better acknowledgement of how I felt. She didn't know I felt a lot of things. A lot of people didn't know how I felt after, because I got another relationship, I had a baby, I was just in this little world, and then I realized like, oh, I'm in this whole la la land and I'm not really having a reality check of like what happened to me or what's going on in my head.
Here's a question for you. Like these relationships you had after this happened, right?
Mhm.
Have you like, was it like, I'll put this, like, do you think like maybe these other like future boyfriends, whatever, like maybe like
Mhm.
treat like with kid gloves, like, okay, she went through this domestic violence before, I have to make extra
Mhm.
careful
Mhm.
not to do anything that might appear I'm being like too aggressive or too anything like that. Like, do you think they could do this kid
Like for
gloves?
my future
Yeah.
future husband, I ain't gonna have no boyfriend. I ain't got time for that
Okay.
now. Clock is clicking.
Yeah.
Click. I'm like,
Or you know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You got to say, you know what?
No, I don't. Sometimes I don't really even bring up like what happened to me. I don't feel like I need to.
Okay.
I don't feel like that
I
defines
mean,
me,
it's part of your life though. It's
Yeah,
a defining moment, it seems like.
I know, but it's like I think but I feel like half the time they already know.
Okay.
I had one guy Google me,
I mean, that's, yeah. I mean,
and I was like, "Is that
it's
what people do now?
2024.
They
Yeah.
Google?
Hell yeah.
You will Google somebody?
In a minute.
No.
Google them,
But okay, okay. I know if you're gonna look on their social media, but you Google them?
Yeah. Everyone does it. As far as I know, yeah.
Shut up. So wait a minute, I have a question.
Okay.
So when you Google them, like, what are you looking for? Like background check? You might as well do a background check then.
No.
I feel like that's necessary.
Background checks cost money.
Hey.
I mean, you Google someone, I suppose you Google, Jason Cavness,
Okay.
and 6 down it says, I don't know,
Yeah.
something bad, right?
Yeah.
Now, of course, there's more than one Jason Cavness.
Right.
And obviously, if your name's John Smith, you can't Google no one because that's
Right. That's a
right?
whole, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe I'm the only one who does. I don't know.
No. I know people who Google, and I know I'm all here for the background check. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a little extreme, but
No, I mean, if you're about to have a relationship with someone, you need a background check, I would think, right? Because
yeah, because you just don't know.
like anyone can move from Seattle, be like
Yeah.
a petty thief,
Yeah.
and move to Memphis, Tennessee, and start a whole new life, right?
That's true.
I mean, you never know. You
Didn't think of it that way.
know somebody all your life, right? Now, obviously,
Yeah.
you went to elementary school, okay,
Yeah.
but like, suppose, like, what neighborhood in Seattle do you live in?
I stay by the airport.
So you say
Yeah.
SeaTac.
Well, I grew up in Rainier Vista.
Okay. Suppose you live in SeaTac,
Okay.
and someone invites you to a get together in
Okay.
Fremont.
Okay.
They'll do from before you go there, like a nice little barbecue.
Yeah.
Meet a couple of people, you'll hang out a little times,
Okay.
hang out with someone. You don't know anything about them,
Right.
They say they work somewhere, but do you really know?
So we gotta Google. I'm gonna start doing
I think
that.
that's the minimum you need to do. It's people should do.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard people do, like I said, background checks, or they'll look for their social media and stuff.
Now, what you should not do, like, don't go on someone's Facebook and go through all their 10 years of pictures, like,
What?
like, don't do nothing like that,
Why?
That's creepy right there.
Okay, but you could Google them.
Yeah.
Huh.
You
I
go to
can see
someone's
that.
Facebook and you go back 5 years,
Yeah.
all the pictures,
Right. It's not the same.
that's yeah.
Oh, okay. I
This
can
is
see
my
that.
opinion. I know people probably
Yeah.
disagree with me, right?
No, no.
Some people say
I
take everyone on face value and stuff, and that
no.
everyone's honest, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, nah.
No, no. I'm a very firm believer. If they show you the first time, believe it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
And how
and I
many people don't
observe.
do that, right?
No, and I
Some people
observe.
gotta be told 10 times and still don't believe it.
Yeah, no, I observe a lot. A lot of people will assume that oh, you're an extrovert. I'm an extrovert and I'm an introvert. I love to be alone. I don't mind sitting in a quiet room. I don't mind if nobody knows me and I'm just hanging out. I take myself out a lot, a lot, a lot.
Yeah.
But, nice meal or whatever, one not. And I will observe people just to, just to see. But once I know that you sideways,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep it to
Once
myself.
they're sideways, they can never get straight again,
Nope.
right?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I will keep it to myself
Yeah.
and I will remember that because you already showed me who you are.
And that's a good lesson too. You need to tell people to there's nothing wrong with going stuff by yourself, right? You don't have to
Right.
like a lot of times you ask your friends, you want to do whatever, you don't have
Mm-hmm.
time. Like do it
Mm-hmm.
yourself, right?
Right.
No one's gonna look you weird or nothing. Like in the
Nope.
movies by yourself, having dinner by yourself,
Yep.
whatever it is by yourself, no one's gonna think anything, right?
Nope. No, no. And I mean, sometimes I get a little, I had some people like, oh, you're going by yourself to dinner. I'm like, yeah, I like to go out by myself. I go
I
to a
mean,
nice
think about it.
restaurant. I don't mind.
If you think about it, if you eat at a home and cook by yourself, you're still by yourself, right?
I'm by myself.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. But I feel like, people get the assumptions of being lonely and alone. And I had a good friend.
That's a big difference.
Yeah. And he was like, you're not lonely. You have people.
Yeah.
Like that's if you're really lonely, if you ain't got
Yeah.
nobody. Right.
Yep.
But I think being alone and, finding out what you like, what you don't like, what you like to eat, what you don't like to eat, trying new things, doing activities. I take myself out plenty of times.
Yeah. More people need to do that. I mean, you could be like in New York City, millions of
Hmm.
people be lonely, or
Yeah. I think having taking yourself out or just being, some time for you is very important.
yeah, I
Very,
agree.
oh yeah. I think that's the most beautiful gift you can really give yourself, I think.
So what's the next place you're gonna take yourself on a date by yourself?
I'm looking at a couple of restaurants. I have a good friend. He actually sent me a whole bunch of lists at one time. So I was going I'm gonna look at that list
Yeah.
and I'm gonna just pick, oh, boop, gotta go.
So like, do you try to do something like once a week, like by yourself, have some fun, or just like I hate to say the word wing it, like
Mhm.
just like
If I have that time, I usually go get myself like my nails done or a pedicure or just, I do that in the morning and just have coffee. I'm in a book club, fun fact. But and I love my book club. We really get in. But yeah, I'll probably go and grab, just go and grab a drink outside, like on a, wind
yeah.
down Wednesday or something. Just go and, treat myself.
Do you have a favorite neighborhood in Seattle?
Um, Favorite neighborhood. Well, I grew up in like Rainier Vista area. So now I start because my best friend lives in that area. But I just like a little bit everywhere. I don't really have a favorite.
And like, how do you do your schedule every day? Like, if you're busy, like you have a calendar, you live by your calendar.
I do.
Okay, so you're a calendar
I,
person.
I now I am. Like if you ask me, I think like I've been a calendar person maybe this past year, but before, I was just like, oh, okay. And then I would just forget. I don't know how, but I would just forget. But I am a calendar person now. And I am very like, if you tell me, hey, I need you to be here for me on an event or something, I will try to make sure I show up for that person.
Talk about the pros and cons of telling your story.
Pros, I would say that I felt like a relief for myself. Like I just, I was like, oh, okay, finally I get to say what I want to say. Um, Con, I would say I had a little fear about what people would think. I had a great support. I mean, I had people tell me like, "Oh, I wish you would have done this more and did this," which is fine. I take criticism. I, at first, I didn't like it, but now I'm like, "Oh, that's good to know," because now my next project hit, right? And then when I had the film, that was a good thing, right? And I was like, "Oh, okay, great. I have something here going." So I think those are like the good things. You said that you wanted to do something and you did it because I'm very big on that. I don't really talk about a lot of things that's coming up unless like for this when we did this okay promotion. I wouldn't say it until it's like okay, we set in stone, we got it, and then we're like promoting it.
So while you're doing that, right? So let me ask you this first: like this
Yeah.
project you're working on, what date do you think you're gonna release it? Like to be public enough?
I'm shooting for fall. I'm
Fall.
shooting for fall.
So why not like do like I don't know teases, like
Yeah,
do things?
teasers are coming up.
Okay,
Teasers will be coming up,
okay.
working on that, trying to navigate through that. My film is still going.
Mhm.
So a lot of people are catching my film more now. Um, so that's always good. But yeah, I just like to, I want to just take my time and be like, oh, okay. But yeah, teasers might be coming up. There's a lot of like to it too, like the cover, the
Yeah, this is a lot of stuff.
all
Yeah.
this stuff, I've never did a photo shoot until then. I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. The photo shoot, I was like, oh shit, some real shit. Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah, it's a
So
lot,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's a lot. That whole time it gave me anxiety. I was just like, oh my God. But,
So when you're writing a book, do you have like a writing mentor to help you out?
no, so I scribble a lot. And I scribble a lot. I do a lot of my stuff at night. Yeah. I can't do it like in the morning,
Yeah.
whatever. But if I am thinking something, I'm like, oh, let me write this down. So I have a lot of like writing everywhere and I have a whiteboard.
And this idea is like you do like running past anyone to say, hey, whoever,
Yeah.
what do you think about this idea? Should I write
Mhm.
about this? Should I have like a different tone of voice, anything like that?
I do. So I have two people. Um, and I really like for like title and stuff. I have one person to really talk about my feelings and certain things. It's one person, one of my good girlfriends, and that's it. That's it.
So you said earlier, like, you had this whole writing process. I think you wrote like 4 or 5 years on your computer, right?
Yeah.
So from the day you decided to come and write a book, from that
Hmm.
day to publishing, how long was that time period? Like I'm gonna do this now till the book's in the store
About a
somewhere.
year.
Is that like normal, fast,
I
slow?
don't know. For me, it was
Okay.
not. I know people who just pull them out like fast, and I'm more like, oh no, I can't. I need to. I wish I could be like that because I feel like when I see people coming out with books back to back
Yeah.
or like little things,
You're like, yeah, you got a ghostwriter.
I'm like, whoo, how is this happening? Because it took me a minute just to get this because I want to make sure my writing skill or just like what I'm saying could be relatable. And, my book was really, I would say it was very fun because I'm a jokester, but I just like, trying to
Yeah.
be the balance of this is who I am, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't want to be something like so hard. I don't know. I just want something that people could just read it and be like, oh, I can understand her.
So does anything go into like deciding the release date? Like, does it matter if it releases on a Saturday or Sunday, something of the
No,
week?
it's just more of the editing
Okay.
when it gets published and then when it gets dropped.
And before you like release a book, do you
Mhm.
like you send like maybe little experts like teasers to different people or different publication
Yeah.
places like I don't know.
I had previews of release dates coming up. Like it was like back to back for the first like month that it was gonna drop. And then it went down to like 2 more weeks, 3 more days and stuff like that. Yeah.
And how did you go about like pushing out your book publicized? Like, do the social media push?
Mhm.
Did the
Social
public?
media
Yeah.
push. I was on a like a book fair. Um I did that, sold my books there. Just me. Just me and word of mouth was on different shows.
And for your book, are you able something? Is there something you go to where it says like I'll make this up, like 10,000 bought in Seattle,
Hmm.
2,000 bought in San Antonio, 20 people bought
Hmm.
in like
Hmm.
somewhere in North Carolina. They should
And
actually.
no, I didn't put anything in there. Um, I mean the
But can you see like where people buy your book at?
yeah, yeah, I could definitely see it on there. I see also the sales, or I'll have sometimes I'll sell them myself. Like if I'm at an event, I think the last one it just is all empty.
So I'm guessing you had a lot of sales in Seattle.
Yeah.
What's a place that you had a lot of sales that you were like
Mhm.
did expect that to do so well?
I actually got interviewed by this young girl in Nigeria.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. And we did the interview. Yeah. I was like, where are you like, why are we doing I was just so curious. And
Yeah,
she goes, oh no, she said something like 1 a.m. or something her time. And I was like, 1 a.m.
yeah.
I was like, no, it's not, it's 6 o'clock. Me like an idiot. I'm just like, I'm like, well, I know people have different time zones,
I know
but
you.
I'm like,
Yeah,
but 1 a.m. Like what's one? And then she was like, oh no, I'm in Nigeria. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I did her, and she's on one of my social media posts, like
mhm.
on my profile, you'll see it. And yeah, she is a Nigerian. She did one, and it was 6 o'clock my time,
Okay.
6 p.m. And she was like, yeah, I know your film. And but I was like, oh,
Hey, I bet $100 he Googled you.
she probably did because she saw my film and she pointed out very things that I even forgot that I filmed. I was like, oh yeah, I did say that. But yeah, she was very, very interested in
That
like
said,
me.
that was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, that was like my first like international. And then other people from different states. I had two of them, one Mississippi,
Okay.
one Florida, one yeah, a lot of them's not in not in Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what lessons did you learn the first time that you're going to use the second time to make your whole process better and like be
Hmm.
better, I guess?
Trust my gut, and I, tune out the noise outside. And then like people who show up for you, who really want to show up for you, just acknowledge those people. That's one thing. And then I just very like with my writing, and I'm gonna trust my gut. Now I know.
So, what is your writing process? You said you do it at night, but like, do you like
Hmm.
block off an hour a day? Do you just like start writing, and if you
Hmm.
get the zone, you write like 4 or 5 hours? Like,
Yeah,
how you do that?
I can. I'll have my whiteboard and I'm just writing it out, or I'm typing it up on what I want and my vision. And yeah, it take a couple hours.
So, when you're
Mhm.
writing, you just write and like you fix the grammatical and spelling errors later, or you're like you have to fix it right then.
I do a little bit of both. Like this one is a little bit, um, I'll try to fix it up then and there, or I'll come back to it and like revise. Okay, this is what I was trying to say.
So, your book title, like, did you go through several different titles, or that title was always in your heart to have that be the title?
No, that wasn't my first title. My first initial title, I just thought it was kind of be too like too angry. And I didn't want it to be like that because I wasn't angry. But then when I now think of the title now that I have, I'm like, hold on, what was I thinking? But it turned out great. So
Um, so your next project,
mhm.
you don't want to tell her right now, but is it another book, another
It's gonna
show?
be like a self-help book
Okay.
kind of thing. Still gonna have stories in there, funny stories. But I'm also want people to, want it to be open for, all ages, not just girls or women. That's my age, older women,
Yeah.
younger girls.
Why do you think so many people like are hesitant to ask for help?
I think because it just depends on to your environment. If your environment is a safe place and you feel like you're in a safe place, I feel like then you will ask for help. Or if you're brought up that way. But I feel like if your environment and who even people around you, your friends, your family, if you don't feel like, okay, I can't really talk to them, they're gonna flip out, then I think that's why. And I think that's why some people either they don't ask for help and they try to deal with it on their own, and then they get into a deeper hole versus someone who's like, okay, I'm gonna reach out to someone else to talk to. Because sometimes your family and friends can't help you, and that's okay. I think that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. So one thing, like my generation growing up, like if you're depressed or need mental health,
Mhm.
you didn't tell anyone, right? Like you,
Right.
but now like it's like this generation like more open to that, right? Which I think is a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think this like shift happened in these generations? Like for previous generations, like I can't
Hmm.
ask for help, I'll be looked down upon.
Hmm.
But now like there's like mental health days. Now don't be
Hmm.
wrong. If you ask, you take a mental health day every single day, no, that can't work right.
Right.
But that definitely has to be a balance, I think. Why do you think that change has happened?
I think because more people are advocating for it, and I think they see like, people, either hurting themselves or suicide, and it's like because they didn't have nobody to talk to, or they just was trying to talk, but they didn't get that help. I feel like now that people that's my age are reaching out to the youth more about it because now we understand, because our parents, either your first generation, coming to America or going to college, it's really hard to talk to them when you have parents who, all they know is how to work, cook, clean, that's it. You're going to school, that's it. Who can you talk to?
Yeah.
unless they understand the environment that you're in.
Yeah. So obviously it's not the same thing. But if you're alcoholic, you have like Alcoholics Anonymous other groups.
Hmm.
Are there any groups like for like domestic violence
Yeah.
victims?
Yeah, I think I found some like I joined a women's group and they were meeting up like once a week. And it wasn't just specifically domestic violence, it was a little bit of everything. And it was just all women and you could just talk. And they'll have different people come in our meetings like someone to teach us yoga or meditation or talk about self-love or you know, anything from just varieties of stuff. So I think and I think for domestic violence, there's totally, I think it's just getting the group of women to be able to be open and feel safe.
What are some of your, I hate to use the word hacks, but what are some of your hacks to take care of your mental health? Like you meditate, do yoga, like
Yeah.
take time by yourself. What do you do for your own mental health?
Usually I like to just I like to clean. I'll clean my
That's like totally random.
Yeah, it is. I'll clean my house, right? But then I'll make sure like my scenery is at a point that I know that it's quiet
Hmm.
and I'll just like take care of myself. Like,
Okay.
okay, what do I want to read today? Or maybe I'll go for the walk. I love being by the water. So I'll just sit there by the water, listen to good music and just really take care of like, okay, this is what I want to do.
So what do you do in this case? Like, of course you're busy, you don't do stuff right, and like
Hmm.
time gets away from you, right? And you're going 2, 3 days like doing nothing for yourself. You're like,
Hmm.
okay, this has to stop. I'm doing something today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm quick to be like, oh, nope, mm-mm. I'm quick. Whether it's me going to church and then taking myself out to brunch, whether it's me, like I said, being by the water, or all right, the kids are gone, I'm gonna give myself a face mask or just, hang out. Yeah, I'm quick to be alone. I have no problem.
Yeah. So we already talked about self love, right?
Mhm.
Okay. How do you convince people to love themselves? I think the biggest thing, like people like, I won't say they hate themselves though, like, like, okay, I could be better, I could do this better, but they never like love themselves, so to speak.
I think they have to, I don't think you could convince them. They have to convince themselves. It took me a long time to really like enjoy taking myself out. I didn't even know what that looked like because I always felt like oh, I'm gonna ask my homegirl to come with me, or like, hey, what are you doing? Then I realized like I'm eating sushi. What? Like, and I think it's you. You have to do it. Nobody could convince you to do anything. You could pay thousands of dollars in therapy sessions. It's you have to put in the work. Nobody's gonna have to put in the work. And I'm every day I try to put in the work. I'm not fully like, like, okay, I'm okay, but I know who I am.
So let's suppose someone's out there, they're going through the mix of violence, right?
Hmm.
They haven't told anyone, right?
Hmm.
And they want to get help. What's your advice for them?
I would say if they want to get the help, they need to come up with a plan. I think a lot of times people don't know how to leave, or they feel like they might be, if they leave, like that person might be, like hurt themselves or something. They feel guilty. I feel like you have to have a plan. And I think once you have a plan and you have people who support you and help you, then I think that's the best way you could like really like navigate.
I have to imagine it'd be even more complicated if like your family like really likes this person, right?
Yeah.
I have to imagine like, man, like
Yeah.
that has to be like totally
Well,
different.
they gonna deal with it. They're gonna have to deal with it because, you don't know behind closed doors. You never know, you know? And I think a lot of people have a hard time leaving too, especially when there's kids involved.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think people have a hard time when there's kids and like family involved. I think a lot of people I didn't know that until I've heard it before.
So what's some of your like career goals for yourself?
Career goals. I want to definitely continue writing, not just for myself, for other people. I don't like I said about ghostwriting. Um, I like music, so I don't mind being in the studio. Um, I want to be, just be part of the community, all communities, and just help my people out. So far, that's what I like. But yeah, and just continue putting out work there and just see where, where it takes me. I know I want to be like have a peace of mind to be healthy and just make sure my kids are good. I'm good. That's it. I don't really have a
So, what are some things that you like about Seattle? Some things you don't like about Seattle?
what I like about Seattle. Seattle is the most beautiful place. A lot of people don't a lot of people don't realize that because it rains and we have that, that time of weather. But summertime is so like right now. I love our views. I love like once we get together, our community, it's okay. Everybody's involved. And, it is really diverse here. That's the one thing. I said what I don't like right now is all that gun violence stuff. It's so sad. These kids are just dying.
Yeah, I was thinking on the news like maybe 2 weeks ago, like these
Mm-hmm.
13-year-old, 13-year-old kids, like I can remember if they killed somebody or shot somebody
Mm-hmm.
trying to rob a gas station or something.
Yeah, it's you just don't know now. I feel like the crime is getting kind of crazy.
Yeah. Is from your book you wrote, is
Mm-hmm.
there anything you wish you could have done like you'd have done over again, or you'd have kept the whole process the same?
Um, Probably be more open. I said, but other than that, no, I feel like it is what it is, and it's supposed to be how it's supposed to be. I feel like I wouldn't even be here based on that book.
The docuseries you did,
Hmm.
was that just like a one-time event you did, or that
Hmm.
you can still watch it somewhere?
Yeah, it's on YouTube now, Walk
Okay.
by Faith,
Okay.
by Tigest Beyene. But yeah, I mean, I got reached out. People want to screen it. So we'll see if anybody want to. Hey. But
So,
yeah.
so your first name Tick, is that like a Ethiopian name or just a
It's
name?
a common name,
Is
East
it?
African
What is it? Okay.
common name.
Okay.
Yeah, common name.
And so do you see yourself like being an author, like writing like books every 2, 3 years on different subjects?
I do. I do. I want to. I think I just have to get once again in that headspace to really want to do it.
Are there any like any genres of writing you want to do? Like maybe like I want to do like an art book or like
I do want to do we're gonna
or
laugh
maybe
at
like
me.
nonfiction or fantasy, something like
Yeah, I
that.
was gonna do like a fantasy or a story tell um of like a series. I that is a goal, I would say then. I would want to do like a 3-part
Mm.
series. Yeah. That's like something I would like to do.
And like right when like doing the stuff you're doing, do you like allocate like certain hours a week, like 8 hours on
Mhm.
Sunday, 3 hours on Saturday, or you just like do it when you
Mhm.
can?
I mostly try to do it after work, couple of hours, or we in the morning if I think of something, I'll do it. Yeah, but it's just a couple out, not as much because I kind of already have in my mind how I want it. I'm very visional, like I have to vision things, so I'm like writing it, I
Like
have to
whiteboard
see
and
it.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm more like that. I can't just do and I have to write it like by hand.
Oh wow.
Is that
Oh,
weird?
no, I don't know a lot of
I
people
think
like
that's
that. Yeah.
yeah. I have to like write it because I like to feel the paper. I don't know. I'm
I mean,
weird.
and they say if you write it, you remember more. It connects you
I
to
would,
more. It
yeah,
says like you
yeah,
remember because it connects to your soul more. But if you just like
yeah.
electronic, yeah.
So I have to like, and I like the paper.
Did you do like an Audible voice book too?
No,
Okay.
it's like you could download it like on a Kindle and all
Okay.
that.
But you did the voiceover thing. Oh,
No,
should have done that. You should do
you
that.
think I should?
Yeah.
My voice?
Your voice sounds nice.
Oh shit! That'll probably be cussing the whole time.
Hey, it's authentic, right?
And be like, ah, god damn
This
it,
motherfucker here.
this. I'll probably end up saying that.
Hey, it's authentic, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
So what do you do to make sure like you stay like out in the public, right? I know you do
Mm,
podcasts. Like
mm,
I don't want to use the word like what do you do to make sure you stay relevant? But like, what do you make sure like you're
mm.
first and foremost in people's minds?
Yeah. I think I try to just engage with people, or if they want me to they see something or they remember, they'll reach out to me and I'll just be like, "Oh, okay, what is this about?" and talk. So I try to make sure it's reach out to all different type of people, especially people of color. I try and women too who have shows and stuff and projects.
And do you have any mentors?
No.
No.
I don't. Kind of should want one though.
All right. So
We'll
next
see.
part of the question is, are you mentoring anyone?
No, I do get asked a lot of questions. Like I said, people will reach out to
Yeah.
me. Um, and I would like talk to them. And there's some, obviously it's private. I don't really, discuss it
Yeah,
actually a lot, but I do have the same amount person
yeah.
reaching out, asking about, and I would.
You have like I think it's called a moonshot goal where you want to maybe write a book, be the number one New York
Mhm.
Times bestseller,
Oh
or
yeah.
maybe part of Oprah Winfrey's book
Best
club
book club. She
or
could do
something like that.
any day she wants me.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so that's some.
Tyler Perry, holla at me. I'm playing.
Okay,
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that screenwriting, all that, or be part of a production.
are you doing any screenwriting? Like you trying to write a movie or anything, or
No, I don't think I'm there yet. I think I'll be pretty good though. 'Cause I
I
know.
mean, what's the difference between writing a book and a screenplay?
I think
Is it
because
the
you got to
same?
be very like with the character traits too. You got to like really
Like,
have that vision. Yeah, of who that and that person got to be that character. Like, if somebody did like my book, a play, I will be 100% involved
yeah.
because, oh yeah, yeah, you have to.
Are you gonna write any plays? Any more plays?
I will like to write one. I don't know. It hasn't, if it gets presented to me, I wouldn't mind having my little 2 cent in there, especially with culture based. I would like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, no. I feel like sometimes people will lose that dynamic of the culture base. Like they're just thinking like it's normal, certain things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about mental health. Talk about self love. How long did it take for you to go from like um ask for forgiveness, guy? Like, was it
Mm-hmm.
talk about it was a long process, but
Mm-hmm.
the one day you just wake up and say, okay, I'm good now,
Mm-hmm.
or are you still working with that?
No, I'm still working with it on other
Okay.
things. I think that's always a lifetime. Healing's a lifetime. It's what you do with it, right? And I think also when you really know like who you are and who you want to become for this life, right? I think that it takes time. I don't think like you could be healed from one thing, but there's something's always going to be there.
How about this? This is totally made up, right? What if someone said, hey, they come to me and say, no, I can give this pill
Uh-huh.
and this event will never happen.
Uh-huh.
Would you take that pill?
No.
You're not okay. Why not?
Mm-mm. So I feel like he made me I had to go through it to realize who he was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had to go through that, you know. And if I didn't, I don't think I will be in the mindset where I'm at of
Okay.
being because I'm a very like sometimes I'm too nice. Sometimes.
But
But
once you know the sideways, it's a
oh
wrap.
yeah, that's it. Mm-mm. That took time for me to learn that too.
How long does it take you to figure out that someone is sideways? Like 4 or 5 times, 1 or 2 times?
Now, one time, you only got one time,
Yeah.
maybe two, it
Yeah.
depends. But before, I used to give people like chance or would think it's a normal behavior. And now I'm like, hell no, you're not normal behavior. This is some bullshit. You know? Because you just don't, you kind of can't accept that. There's boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw so many people like they're good with breaking your boundaries, but then you can't break their like
Yeah. They be quick to tell you what you're not going to be doing.
you
But
just
you
did that
tell
to
them,
me.
yeah. So no, now I'm like, mm-mm. I do like to try to talk about certain
Mhm.
situations if I feel some type of way. I'm trying to do that, but now sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll just cut you off. Like
Yeah.
I don't really, but it doesn't bother me. I'm gonna sleep great. Yeah.
So is it hard or easy for you to make new friends?
Uh, we were just talking about this yesterday. I think so. I think it's easy because
Mhm.
I like to talk to people. I was like, hey, I like to acknowledge them. Some people like, oh, you could just talk to anybody or like a rock or something. I'm like, no, I like to acknowledge somebody that's standing right there. Like, hi, you
Yeah.
see me, I see you. Like, I feel like that's normal, right?
Yeah.
Like you would say hi.
You hope so anyway.
You will hope, yeah, but I don't say hi to everybody because I'm a very, I don't know, I pick up on energy.
Yeah.
I could feel you. Like I'm like, mm-mm. But I think I'm okay, but I don't also tend to need to add anybody.
Okay.
Like who I'm with is that is
Okay.
it. And that's because I've been knowing them for over a
Yeah.
decade.
So you're not a type of person. What's that song a long time ago? No new friends. You're not like that. But
Yeah, I don't mind like, I gain new relationships a lot, like friendships and stuff. Um, but that happened all organically.
yeah.
So I feel like if you force it, you kind of it won't look right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that. I like when things are like organically or they want to hang out and stuff. But I'm also know how to keep like I have my person I hang out with all the time. That's it.
And you tend like the older you get, the smaller your circle of people are.
Oh yeah, 100%. There's half time I don't talk to a lot of people. I act like I don't even know you. I will be in the same room. I won't say nothing. I won't say nothing to you. Right hand to the man. I ain't gonna say nothing to you. I kid you. You think I'll joke you? Put me in a room that I don't talk to somebody.
Oh, man.
I wish I just.
I'm the same way.
I'll be like this,
I'm the same
and
way.
they will say hello, and I'll be like, "I see you. We
Yeah.
see each other,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't need nothing else."
Yeah, I put people in that space sometimes, right?
Yeah, you do. You do. You do. Because I feel like that's a way of, oh, okay. She's not playing. No, I'm not. Like, with no ill will.
Mhm.
You always wish them the best.
Yeah.
God forbid something happen. I'll probably show up for you.
Yeah.
But I will never put you in my circle of friendship
Yeah.
or, get that. Like,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Hell no. No.
As far as your so you really consider yourself like a creative
Um,
artist type
no, because
person?
I feel like I know a lot of people who are like creative artists and they're so dope. And me, I
You
just
might be selling
be,
yourself short.
you think so? I just more like I have a lot of
I
in my
mean,
head
if you
though.
wrote a book, you don't consider yourself a creative, you're probably selling yourself short.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe then. Yeah. I don't know. I
Yeah.
see other people who like maybe there's another thing I'm learning to like not compare, you know? So I think I am, and I think I have a different type of vision, with when it comes to some of my work.
You wrote a book, writing
Yeah.
another one,
Yeah.
did this Walk by Faith docuseries.
Hmm.
I would say most people see your creative.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. I guess I'll add that to my
Yeah, add that to your LinkedIn
to
profile,
my yeah.
Instagram, whatever it is.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny though. Isn't it crazy? Like some people, like they do this stuff, but they don't recognize. Like I bet anyone who knows you, oh yeah, she's creative. But
Yeah.
yet yourself looks kind of
I
hesitant.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think because you're always harder on yourself.
So you think it's like lack of self confidence, or just like
I don't think
not
it's
believe what you do?
confidence wise. I think it's just more you're just doubting yourself
Mhm.
of who your
Yeah.
title is.
Yeah. Now,
You know.
like you talk about Tyler Perry. Now, if you compare yourself to Tyler Perry,
Mhm.
of course he's probably better creative because he's been doing longer movies and
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. But still, I mean, still creative. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Now.
Yeah. I mean, plus you're about to learn how to paint with fingers by painting
I'm
stuff.
telling you, I've been on I'm this journey of painting. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna slowly get there, but
What do you anything idea you're gonna paint like birds or
I don't
trees?
know.
Just
I'm
like
about to when I find out and when I just
you're gonna
start
have a
painting
canvas or
something,
something.
yeah, or just something. Because I went to I was invited to a paint and like sip and
Paint and
paint.
sip, yeah.
Yeah. Um, but it was more of a like hip hop
Yeah.
stuff. And a friend of mine, good girlfriend of mine, she was like, "Oh, let's go." So we bought tickets.
Yeah.
And I really like what I paint. I mean, they had like a pre-sketch, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Huh, this is the most." Even though I was hearing good music.
How much did the wine influence that?
No, it wasn't. So, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this. I'm not good with mixing colors, but I did something. I was like, oh, I did something that
Yeah.
I usually wouldn't do. If it's not like a kid's party.
Yeah.
But but I did, and I was like, oh wow, I really like this. And that's why now I'm just like, I can't wait. I want to go paint something.
Nice. You should do it.
Yeah, yeah,
You're gonna have a lot of fun doing that, I think.
yeah, yeah. I think it gets your mind kind of, just like ease.
And isn't I heard like doing art stuff actually like it's really good for your brain. Like
Yeah,
as far as like doing art, like opens up another part of your brain that we don't really exercise.
yeah. I heard it's very therapeutic, and
Yeah,
I
that's
heard
yeah.
also being around horses.
Mhm. I've heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go find a horse. Yeah, I heard that. I heard being around a horse is very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are your plans for the summer? Like as far as like having fun?
Summertime,
Yeah.
having fun. I have
Like events coming up. Like one thing I always want to do, I've always wanted to go like that Fremont. I guess that's somewhere in Fremont during the summertime where like it's some kind of troll parade and like people
Oh, yeah.
bicycles.
What?
Yeah.
They do that in Fremont?
Yeah.
Well, it's Fremont.
Fremont's
So,
yeah.
yeah, Fremont's like, yeah, it's a lot over there going on.
That's something I want to do too. I want to spend like some time this summer, like spend a 1 week, like not 1 week, like a day in each neighborhood, right? One day in Ballard,
Yeah.
one day in Georgetown.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good neighborhoods here.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think you could find a lot of, especially now in the summertime, they do like Capitol Hill, they do like the what is it called? Like a little, it's not a fair, but
It's like the talking about Bumper Fest. Not Bumper
no, it's
Fest.
like they have all these food trucks.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
and like little things. They have it now in different places.
yeah.
So that's always I like to eat different foods. I'd be hesitant though, but I'll just
I mean,
I don't
street
know.
food, street food. You gotta take the chance,
Yeah,
right?
you're gonna take your chance because you don't know what you're about to get.
And when I was in Vietnam, I was eating street food every
Yeah,
day, right? You just, yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
See, I don't know about that. I'll be kind of scared. I mean, I'll still eat it
yeah.
because I just like to eat, but I still like, yeah, no, but no, some travel coming up, and just hanging out. My kid just hanging
Yeah,
out. Yeah, keeping it simple. Because I love Seattle. Seattle's so beautiful in the
yeah.
summer. Like, why would you want to leave? That's why one thing.
That's just not crazy. Like I know some people like they'll quote unquote suffer through the October, November,
Mm,
December, and then leave for 2 months in the summer. Like, what are you doing, right? Like,
yeah, it's like you should leave
yeah,
September, October,
yeah,
November.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's one thing I would love to just really hang out in Washington. It's
I
pretty
just
dope.
hope how sometimes we have like this thing called January here, where it's like January and June, like rains every day.
Really?
Yeah, it's a thing called January where like
I did not know that.
yeah, most of the time in June, sometimes in June like it'll rain every
It
day,
does rain, yes.
and some years it doesn't. I just hope
Yes.
we don't have a January.
Yeah, no, we got good weather now.
Yeah,
It's
today it is.
coming. It's slowly coming along. I mean, we got a little maybe 90 days of summer here and you'll be good. You'll be good.
Yeah,
Just keep hope alive.
gotta take advantage of it, right?
Yeah, no, you have to. You have to. Do you swim?
I haven't swum in a long time. No, but I know how to swim though.
Oh, okay. Good, good, good. Good. Yeah, or you could do on the boats.
Yeah,
You can rent out.
yeah.
That's always fun. I have a friend, she has a boat.
What's something like fun you want to do but you haven't done yet? Like just something totally crazy. Like maybe not
Mm.
as crazy as skydiving,
You will not catch me
but like something like you have,
jumping off shit.
but something you haven't done yet you want to do.
Um, I used to camp
Like okay,
like with a tent and everything.
okay, so real camping.
Yeah, real
Okay, okay,
camping. So I do want to go
yeah,
camping, but I need like an air mattress because I
yeah,
can't. My
okay,
body, we
yeah,
getting old. We're not
yeah,
doing this.
yeah.
Yeah. So I wanna like do some camping.
You want to go by yourself? You have a group of friends that'll go with you.
Um, I don't know about my friends. We might have to get a cabin if I go with
Yeah,
them, or get like an RV
yeah,
and like sleep in it and stuff. I want to do that.
yeah.
'Cause I like small towns,
Okay,
like countryside.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care for that. I mean, the city is cool and all. Yeah, but I like countryside. I don't know why. I honestly I don't know why. I could be in a
Do you
farm.
ever live in a small town?
No,
No.
no. I could be in a farm.
Yeah.
I'll make it in a farm.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I think I can make it.
Milk on cows and
No, I could do that. I will do it. If you show me one time, I would try. Now I don't know about the other animals, but I'm dead serious. Them other animals, I'm not doing that shit.
yeah.
No, 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 no. You won't catch me. You won't catch me. I could like feeding them. Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Like a llama. I always wanted to have a llama.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever saw a llama?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They look like, they're like a good size.
Yeah. You just want a pet llama.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind having like a little farm in my house
Okay.
one day.
That's
That's
a
like
good goal to
cool.
have.
Yeah. I
You
will
have
have
to sell a lot of books.
right. Maybe go up there and get some or like have like a horse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would do
You're
camping.
a country girl at heart.
I think I am because I like those like town. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
That stuff doesn't bother me. Oh yeah, when you have like that one library everybody goes to, I like that. Or
Yeah.
everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. I would think that. I'm serious. I think I will make it.
Have you ever been on a farm?
Yeah.
Have you? So you
Yeah.
didn't mind the smells and stuff like
No,
that?
that
Okay.
stuff doesn't bother me. I think it's like
All the manure and like, the animal smells.
no,
Okay.
none of that stuff will bother me.
Okay.
I like it. It doesn't. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Now, but the camping, if I went with a group of friends, I will have to like, it couldn't be like that.
Yeah.
No, we'll have to have like a cat. It'll be more glamping.
Glamping. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more glamping.
Have to go with the internet service is still good.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The Uber Eats can get you in the 20
Yes.
minutes.
Or I wouldn't mind like going like a cabin, like renting out a cabin. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. Because we usually sometimes we haven't done it lately, but like every summer we'll do like a family trip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. To like we'll go like Ocean Shores or we'll go to, like we went to like the Hood Canal.
Uh-huh.
We'll try like different places.
You know one thing you should try? Have you ever gone deep sea fishing?
No, is that when you go inside of water?
Yeah. Like you go to Westport, you take in a boat like 3 hours
Uh-huh.
out, you go like salmon fishing and stuff.
Yeah, but are you in the
Yeah,
water?
no, no, you're on a boat, yeah.
Oh, you're on the boat.
Yeah.
I was talking about the other one that you
Oh, no,
flat.
yeah,
Yeah.
fly fishing now. This one you actually go out in the ocean.
Oh, see, I don't know
It's
about that. I did snorkeling one time.
yeah,
I'm good.
yeah.
Yep. Nope.
Might have before you, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I think because we have some Mai Tais on there.
I mean, yeah, you can drink beer and stuff on there.
Oh, I don't drink beer.
Okay,
I
well,
think beer is
you can
weird.
bring tequila. What do you want?
Tequila. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And you go okay. I don't mind fishing. I could do fishing
yeah.
because I feel like that's therapeutic. That's very calm.
They're very calm, yeah.
And you have to have patience, right?
Yeah,
Because you don't know what you're about to catch.
no.
Shit. Yeah, I could see that.
It's a good
Okay.
experience.
Okay.
Good experience.
Okay. That's good to know.
Hey, so is there anything I should have asked you that I didn't, or anything you want to talk about that we didn't cover?
Um, no, I think I'm okay. Right? Do you think you didn't cover anything?
I'll probably think of something after you leave.
Uh, okay.
Yeah. Can you give us your social media so people can reach out to you?
Yeah, so I'm on IG Love Tigest 25, and on there is my link of you could buy the book there or watch the film as well if you want to get it from me personally. I don't mind selling this stuff, meeting up with people, and I sell a lot of the things there too. So yeah, that's where you catch me out.
So why? So you're focused on Instagram, right?
Yeah, right now, yeah, yeah.
So why Instagram versus like Twitter or Facebook, or all the medias of social media? Why Instagram?
I think because well, one, I've never had a Twitter account. Facebook, I haven't had a Facebook account and I don't even know when. So Instagram kind of for me, it was just a lot more, I would say convenience, but also a lot more people reached out to me through Instagram.
Okay.
Because I just haven't had a Facebook in over a decade.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's probably a smart move.
Yeah. Cause I just haven't, but I got a lot of business on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah. So I found that really helpful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, can you give us advice or wisdom or anything you want to talk about?
Um, I would definitely say wisdom wise or advice, just make sure you always bet on yourself. Always bet on yourself, count on yourself. Make sure you really view the people that's around you and to enjoy the moments of life and always laugh.
That's great advice, Tigers. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for your time today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. This was fun.
Thanks. And to our listeners, thank you for your time as well. And remember to be great every day.